Well, what's up? It has been over a year since my last upload, but hey, we're still here, we're still alive, we're still kicking, and we're going to get back on schedule. My wife is actually helping me and literally created a physical schedule for me to film and post my YouTube videos, as well as tending to my Instagram for my business page. Anyway, it's been over a year and a lot of things have changed. Last video, we were still waiting to give birth to my son, and he is now here and well over a year old. And he's doing awesome, and it's been incredible to experience that with my wife. We've added a lot of tools to the garage, which we're gonna do a little garage tour here. And things look a little bit different in here. But yeah, I mean, we're still here, we're still kicking. I'm gonna try my best to upload twice a week from now on, which is gonna be kind of a feat, but we're kind of in the process. Like, as I'm filming this now, we're sort of trying to compile a bunch of videos so that way we can sort of post on a schedule. I feel like I've said those words before. Don't hold me to it. Don't tell me which video I said it in, because I'm pretty sure I did. But regardless of the point, we're going to be posting a little bit more regularly. So like this video and subscribe, because there's more to come. Check out my Instagram page. My personal one will be in the link in the description, or username will be in the description. Also my business page, which is Kennedy Performance Fabrication or Kennedy Performance Fab on Instagram. Follow that. I post a lot of updates on certain things I'm working on, like the cool car behind you, behind camera. You know what I meant. So yeah, go follow me on all those things to keep up. We're gonna be trying to knock out these videos. We're gonna try and get on a schedule, and hopefully make this a more of a regular deal. I really do like shooting videos, but as we were expecting my son to arrive, things kind of got a little hectic for us, obviously, as most parents would know. But things have sort of gotten to a good point for us, and yeah, so we're gonna start filming again. Sierra, my wife, really wants me to get back into this, and spent a lot of her day making a schedule, and she's gonna be my operations manager. We've been joking about that all day, but yeah, it'll be good to do this again, because I miss you guys. Got quite a few new subscribers now. I think the count's like 184 or something like that, which is a lot for me. And one of my videos did really well. I think the last one I uploaded, which was the 3D print one, has done really well. It got like a surprising amount of views, which we'll do more 3D print stuff in the future, but I've got a lot of cool tools to play with now, so probably gonna do more metal work like I like. Yeah, so let me do like a quick little tour around the garage shop here and just show you kind of what has been collected, and kind of, we changed a lot of things. You can see the back wall's black over here. I will explain that in a minute. You can see the lights hanging up over here, and you can see this rack. We'll go over all that. A lot of things have changed. New projects been added to the stable. Do not worry, to the people who have found me through the Rambler. I still have my Rambler. It's unfortunately outside being rained on, but I will be working on that. However, it has taken a bit of a new cycle in its life, and it's going to be used for a bit of a different purpose. Originally, it was going to be built for drag week. I would love to do a drag week car sometime in the future. I've been wanting to do that event since I was a little kid, but I just don't think it's in the cards for that car right now. I could make it work. It's just, I just don't think, my kid's screaming in the background. I just don't think that's what I want out of that car right now. Plus, I've just kind of wanted to get back into some things that I used to be into, as far as cars. I'm doing that with this kind of, we'll go over that in a different video, but it's more of an old school custom, like a nice traditional custom, but with a little bit of a modern twist to it, because as much as I love traditional customs, I also like modern things. So, you know, the plan for this car is to add some modern touches as well as try and keep the feel of a traditional custom. We're going to go into a completely separate video on that car later, but I'm not going to show it to you right now. I'm kind of trying to keep a little suspense. But yeah, that car is going to be fun to work on. And then the Rambler, again, I have big ideas for. I don't want to kind of let that cat out of the bag yet, but I swear we will get back on the Rambler. The garage is getting a little tight in here. There's a lot of stuff in here, so let me show you what's going on. Maybe in the future we can upgrade to a bigger spot. That's kind of the goal. But let's do a quick walk around of what we got going on in the garage here, and then we will move on and go to the next video. This is kind of hopefully going to be a brief one, not a 45-minute video like I'm usually doing. Usually meaning a year ago, but you know what I mean. So let's just do a quick little walk around, and then we'll check out, go on to the next one. Yeah. Okay, so first things first, down in the link in the description box, you can find a link to all my social media as well as my website for my business, which is Kennedy Performance Fab or Kennedy Performance Fabrication. Check out the website. I also have these shirts for sale on the website as well as a baseball tee if you guys are interested. Check it out. I will have some more stuff added soon. Hopefully some stickers, maybe some new shirts. Also, the shirts that are on there are kind of like, they're like a made to order deal. So as you order them, they get printed and then sent to you. I'm hoping to actually bring that in-house. I kind of want to stock the shirts. Number one, they're really pricey. And number two, I just don't like the idea that like I can't be a little bit more personable. I'd like to send you guys like a sticker and like maybe a note that just says thank you or whatever. As well, you know, as just making it more like thanks instead of just like it's just this cold thing where, you know, you order a shirt, they print it and send it to you, and then you never hear from me. So we'll change that at some point, but if you guys are interested in a shirt, they are listed on my site, so check them out. I like them, they're cool. Also has I don't know if I can do this, the logo on the back type deal. Maybe we'll do a better job of showing that here in just a minute, but anyway, quick tour of the garage. So number one thing was this workbench was over here before, and it is now over by the garage door. Reason being is I moved a few things around. You will see here in just a second, but we also added power in that corner, and there's a few cool parts over there, some cool Offenhauser stuff that you guys will see at a later date for this engine and that car back there, which we're not going to talk about till another video. But yeah, and there's also parts for the car there, but we won't talk about that right now. The 4.8 and the 5.3 for the Rambler are under the workbench over here, as well as the I keep wanting to say 4L80, TH400. We are going to be kind of taking a different route with a manual transmission probably in the Rambler. We'll talk about that at a later date. But toolbox hasn't moved. There's not really anywhere else to put it. Little Fab Station here. I kind of made this little hallway where I can kind of keep my fab box over here as well as the welders. I ran power in here, so everything is directly hooked up now. I've got 220 for the TIG welder, 110 for the MIG, all the bottles and everything are hooked up over there. Let's take a walk around real quick. This car's pretty sweet, can't wait for you guys to see it. But anyway, then we've got the drill press. About that video series, I may have just did it off camera. It works now. It's been painted and it's all very nice with new parts and polished and running and working. It's got a little bit of surface rust on it now. I've been grinding a lot in here. Probably can barely hear me. I've been grinding a lot in here, so grind dust gets everywhere, makes that surface rust, makes me upset, blah, blah, blah. Bench grinder. You guys have seen that before. It's an oldie. A buddy, Matt Griffin, gave that to me years ago at this point, and it's still kicking, by the way, Matt, if you watch this, which you probably don't, but if you do, still kicking. The Eastwood Elite Shrinker Stretcher. This thing is sick. Used it a handful of times. One thing that does suck is, again, limited by space in here, but if I do ever end up getting a shop, when I get a shop, I'm probably gonna have to buy a second one. It just makes sense. Switching out the teeth constantly to use something different when you're making something is a little inconvenient, but I can deal with it right now just because space is a, you know, high commodity here. So Woodward Fab tube bender. This thing is literally brand new and I've never even gotten to use it yet. Honestly, hindsight 2020, I probably wouldn't have bought that right now. I probably could have used the money somewhere else. I actually bought 2 sets of dies for it too, which the dies are more expensive than the bender themselves. So I'm probably not gonna sell it, even though I've considered selling it. I'm not really a fan of selling tools once I have them. So anyway, you know, whatever. My kid's calling out for me inside, but got the Contour SCT from Eastwood. That thing is pretty badass. So if you guys are ever in the market for something to surface condition any steel or like strip paint or anything like that, that thing is killer. One big purchase was a Langmuir Systems Crossfire Pro. You can see my laptop and everything hooked up to it, and a prime weld cut 60 down there at the bottom. This thing is sick, but I'm going to do a review of it separately. You can see the table's kind of crusty and there's like rust spots on the floor. As much as I like it, and it has given me a lot of customer work and some business. Come on, focus. As much as it's been super convenient to have, especially on my personal projects, and it's given me some customer work, it's got its issues, and we'll do a separate review of that down the road. But other than that, it's actually a pretty good machine for the money. As you can see, we're powered up with 220 for the prime weld, as well as another 20 amp 4 outlet Johnny over here. That's hooked up to the compressor and the laptop charger and everything like that. Oh, just a tidbit. The back wall is black because I had to cut the wall open to run a sub panel. And the reason why I ran a sub panel is so that way I can have everything plugged into power whenever I need it, instead of literally before the only power I had was one outlet by the weld box over there and one hanging from the ceiling. That's all I had in here this whole time. So it was pretty inconvenient. So I'm glad I changed that. Then we've got a bandsaw. This is a 7x12 bandsaw. This thing has been amazing for me, considering all I had before was my abrasive saw, and the abrasive saw, as you fabricators know out there, sucks to use. Sparks everywhere, dust everywhere, not very accurate cuts. But with a bandsaw, complete opposite. No sparks, a little bit of dust, a little bit of metal shavings, but the cuts are perfect and it can be super accurate. So I was used to using that in structural steel, doing shop fabrication and stuff. I was super used to using a bandsaw, and I just had to get one myself. So I finally bit the bullet, bought myself one. It's a cheapie, but still good enough for me. Eastwood, Eastwood. Excuse me, I did not mean to say that. Harbor Freight, Harbor Freight English wheel. I bought this because it fit my budget at the time. If you guys know anything about English wheels, you know that they are very expensive, especially if you're trying to get a quality unit, or like an American made, or even like a European version. They're super expensive. Any of those cast iron ones with the nice anvils or anything like that, they're super expensive. So I went ahead and just got the Harbor Freight version. It'll serve me perfect until I can find something, maybe down the line when I'm in a shop space. I'll find something a bit bigger to fill the shoes, but this thing will do the job for me right now. My only gripe with this thing is Harbor Freight. How can you sell? You used to sell it with the anvils, but you no longer sell it with a full rack of anvils. And you can't even buy the anvils anymore on your site, or even local or whatever. You can't buy them anymore. So you either have to buy the Eastwood ones, or Northern Tool. I don't know if you guys have that all over the States, but Northern Tool sells a set as well for about 200 bucks. Same as Eastwood. I don't know what they are now because everything is outrageously overpriced, but they do sell a set that will work with this English wheel. But Eastwood, why do I keep saying Eastwood? I'm sorry. Harbor Freight used to sell it with a full rack of anvils, and they no longer do. Now you just get the most aggressive radius, which I think is 3-inch. Don't quote me on that. I really don't know, but I think it's 3-inch. And then, what am I saying? I'm losing my train of thought. I'm sorry, it's been a while since I've done this, okay? Oh, and then this is something I'm super proud of. This is my 36-inch Jamie Jordan Series Mittler Brothers bead roller. I decked it out with a bunch of tooling. It's got a bunch of bead rolls. It's got the tipping die set. It's got the step die set. It's got the art, the bead roll art set from Jamie Jordan. There's a couple more that I want to buy that I haven't yet, but I will when I get to that point. I know one of them is the hem roll, I'm pretty sure is what they call it. I want to buy that. There's a couple more that I want to buy, but this thing is a freaking unit, and I love this thing so much. I've gotten to use it a handful of times. I actually have a little test panel from when I first got it that I've been hanging on to, and this thing is really thick, hard to work aluminum. I'm pretty sure this is like whatever that 50-53 or some shit. It's one of those. Anyway, and it's super thick, like, compared to what you would normally roll on there. But yeah, it did a really good job regardless. But I love this thing. You can see I slapped my sticker on it to kind of, you know, I really love my logo. I designed it, and I got it finished up by somebody who knows what they're doing, because I just drew it on paper. But you can see all my steel storage in the back. It's just sheets of steel, some 1/8-inch plates and 3/16 plate. I also have in that corner over there, you can see some steel tubing, things like that. I also have some conduit under this car that we will talk about later for bracing, etc. And then some more stuff that I bought is I bought a stomp shear. This is a Pexto old school American stomp shear. I love this thing because of the fact that it's old and American. I love new tools, love them. Only problem is pretty much everywhere makes junk now. So, and if you want good quality stuff, you kind of have to buy something old, something American that you can kind of clean up and restore. That thing has been working decent. It really needs to be adjusted. Anything pretty thin, you know, any kind of like 20 gauge or 18 gauge, it does tend to bend it down the line instead of cutting it. So it needs to be played with and adjusted, but that's the thing about those old machines is they'll never go bad. You just fix it. It's great. Parts washer, things like that. You guys seen all that crap. And then I got these two carts that kind of need to get out of my way. They're taking up space. I've also decided to mount some stuff on the wall. You can see I've got some sawhorses and my ladder and my creeper mounted to the wall. And then speaking of mounted to the wall, you can see I've now done pallet rack storage. Pallet rack storage. It's basically just a rack that I screwed into the beams in the ceiling, and I store everything up there, and it also conveniently allowed me to hang these $25 lights from Amazon. So that's kind of it. That's the gist of the garage tour here. It's nothing special. It's just my home garage, and this is kind of what I work out of and take on customer work and build my cars and all that kind of jazzy jazz. But yeah, so I mean, let's get after it. Let's shoot some more videos, and hopefully that you guys love the new stuff I come out with. Been kind of in here honing my skills and keeping to myself and spending time with my family. Big shout out to my wife. She's motivating me to do this, and she's awesome for doing it. She knows that, you know, having my own shop has been my dream since I was a little kid. I was like 14 when I first had the idea of having my own shop. And I've just been slowly plugging away with that ever since then, and she's been there every step of the way. Since I was 17, she's been sitting there telling me, go for it, and she literally took time out of her day today to sit down and make a schedule to make sure that I actually start filming my YouTube videos. It's pretty awesome. She's a keeper. She's a great mother to my child as well, and yeah, so after that mushy, let's move on. I will see you guys on the next video. I think the next video we're gonna do just an update on what this thing over here is. We'll just give you a lowdown on what this project entails and where we're going with it. So yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks so much for hanging in there. 184 subscribers is badass. Never imagined it, but anyway, we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace, love you guys, like, subscribe, all that stuff. and I'll see you later.